What do you make of this, Martin? He's been out of action, of course, since the gambling story hit the headlines. And I'm talking about Brentford striker Ivan Toney. The very same Ivan Toney has increased speculation about his future by liking a social media comment about joining Arsenal in January. I take it as a former Arsenal man, you'd welcome Toney with open arms.
I think he's a very good player. I think it's somebody that I think a group of clubs will be after. He's 27 years of age. He's been out now for over 8 months. He's only just been training for the last couple of months. He owes it to Brentford to stay where he is, Jim, I think, to the end of the season. There's talk, isn't there, of Mbeumo and Wissa going off to the African nations. So
yes, yeah.
How are they going to survive without him? They've done really well so far to do what they've done. So, no, I see him staying. This season, I would have thought he's going to have to stay there at Brentford to see out the rest of the season. But in the future,
because they will need him.
I think they're probably ready to sell him at some point, but not yet.
The Arsenal fan who's an actor, Netflix show Top Boy, Michael Ward, posted a comment: "Do the right thing" on Tony's Instagram feed. So it's beginning to gather pace, Simon. Arsenal fans, both high profile or not, are beginning to say, "We want this boy." Are you in the same camp as Martin that probably won't happen this time, but maybe in the summer?
It depends who's going to pay him what he wants and pay his agents what they want. Hasn't he just signed with Jonathan Barnett and with David Manesi? Wouldn't be surprised to see a new contract with Brentford that puts release clauses in it that gets everybody paid. Because at this moment in time, if you're buying Toney now, are you going to pay the money that Brentford might want from this equation? And are Brentford more likely to get it if they look like they've protected their asset? And are the agents likely to get paid what they might want out of it, and in terms of the structuring of a deal, unless there's some real mechanics in there that work for everybody. So I would see this transaction happening in the summer.
Yeah.
If Brentford can get 80 million quid for him in January, he'll be gone in January, irrespective of who's off at the AFCON or not. But I don't think they can. No, 80 million would be too much to say no to. There's a small matter of loyalty coming into this as well. Does Toney not owe it to Brentford to see out the remainder of the season with them? Well, of course he does. But that's
he's been around. He's a lot of clubs, isn't he?
That's not
a lot of clubs on loan. He was at Newcastle at one stage as well. Simon.
Yeah, I like him. He was obviously with Darren McElhenney at Peterborough. And so I know the boy. I know his father. I like him. I like him as a player. I liked him when he came out of the Championship, when the narrative being spun by uninformed people was that he was an unorthodox player, wouldn't survive at this level. All of a sudden now people are saying what a good player is because he happened to be a good player when he came up. I think he's got a football brain. I think he scored goals. I think he's a centre forward. I think he'd get goals for whichever team he played. He could play for Man United. He could play for Arsenal. He could certainly play for Chelsea. And it all depends how this deal gets hung together, because be under no illusion this boy will want top money in his pay packet and Brentford will want top money for their player, and the agents will want top money for their pockets. So all of this deal has to hang together in exactly the right way.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.